Have you ever felt that the deeper you think, the more isolated you become? That the more clearly you understand things, the less people want to listen? It's not just in your head. Society has always struggled with deep thinkers, not because they're wrong, but because they see what others would rather not face. From Socrates being sentenced to death, to Galileo being silenced by the church, to Nikola Tesla dying forgotten, brilliant minds have been resisted, not for a lack of intelligence, but because their insights made people deeply uncomfortable. Arthur Schopenhauer once argued that intelligence is not a blessing, but a burden. Why? Because the clearer you see reality, the more you notice the illusions that most people depend on for comfort. And when you reveal those illusions, society pushes back. Think about it like this. If you stand next to someone stronger, you don't feel attacked. You might admire them. If you meet someone rich, you may envy them, but you don't feel personally threatened. But intelligence is different. Intelligence touches identity itself. We define ourselves by our beliefs and our worldview. So when a deep thinker challenges those things, it feels personal, as if they're tearing down who we are. Psychologists call this the mirror effect. When someone thinks more deeply than us, they don't just bring new ideas, they reflect our own limitations back at us. And people rarely forgive that. You've probably experienced this yourself. You share a thought that's complex or uncomfortable, and the room goes silent. The topic changes. People look away. Not because your idea had no value, but because it threatened the fragile balance that keeps most conversations shallow and safe. It's a defense mechanism. Most people prefer confidence over complexity, comfort over depth. This is why leaders who speak in simple slogans often gain more influence than thinkers who speak with nuance. History proves it again and again. Crowds follow those who make them feel certain, not those who make them think harder.
But here's the uncomfortable truth. This resistance is not just cultural, it's biological. Studies in neuroscience show that when people feel intellectually outmatched, the brain's fear circuits activate. In other words, deep thinking can feel threatening on the same level as physical danger. Why? Because for most of human history, survival didn't depend on being the smartest. It depended on belonging to the group. And those who questioned too much risked being cast out. That fear of exclusion still lives in us today. This is why deep thinkers often thrive in private, one-on-one conversations, but feel misunderstood in larger groups. The moment ideas threaten social harmony, the group resists. So what does this mean if you're someone who thinks deeply? It means your isolation isn't proof that something is wrong with you. It's proof that you see what others are not ready to face. Socrates, Galileo, Nietzsche, Tesla, none of them were celebrated in their time. Their ideas were too unsettling. And yet, those very ideas reshaped the world. So if you've ever felt alienated for your thoughts, remember this: you are not broken. You are not alone. You are part of a lineage of minds who carried the burden of clarity in a world addicted to illusion. The question is not whether society will accept you now. The question is whether you will have the courage to keep thinking, even when society looks away. Because history shows us something remarkable. The thinkers who were rejected in the present are often the ones who define the future.